Oh, hey there, it's Chris Cashman tickling the keys here at Seattle's oldest continuously operating hotel. Or at least I would be tickling the keys if I knew how to play piano. But the good news, it's always in tune and available to you to play as long as it's not during one of their silent reading parties. We got a lot to get into. I'll tell you about it tonight on Evening.
Meet the musical Port Orchard Grandma spreading joy all over the world.
I'm a lot. I'm a lot.
Stays with a story. Historic hotels here in the Northwest. And the East Side Company changing the future of farming with robots.
We feel like we're really at the cutting edge of being able to pull this off.
And welcome to Evening from Hotel Sorrento, Seattle's oldest continuously operating hotel, dating way back to 1909, if these walls could talk. And if you believe in hauntings, maybe they can talk. We'll get into that because the staff does talk, and we'll celebrate some of the heritage of this place. But first, there is a grandma in Port Orchard with more than 1 million TikTok followers. She reminds us it's never too late to put yourself out there. Saint has her story.
Right in the middle of Seattle's Pike Place Market, between the flying fish and the steady buzz of the crowd, you might hear something else cutting through the noise. A familiar song. And an invitation you didn't see coming. That's Grandma Carolyn, a TikTok sensation with 1.6 million followers, turning Pike Place into her own stage.
You seem to be fearless.
Meaning I'm not shy. I'm not a shy person. I'm a forward person. I'm just, I'm out there. I'm a lot. I'm a lot. Yeah.
The Seattle freeze, it all melts away when Grandma Carolyn wants to make a video.
Keep going, keep going.
And just like that, more co-stars are born.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Hi, Free. Hi.
Joy, Carolyn says, can be infectious.
When you smile, someone else is going to see you smile, and it's going to put a smile on their face. And it's a chain reaction. If you smile, someone's going to smile, everybody smiles.
And you have a great smile.
Thank you.
Carolyn started making videos during the pandemic, lip syncing and dancing. Her most viral videos include family members, like her late mother.
I didn't know my mom had it in her, to be honest with you, because she was more low-key, where my dad was like me.
That's my best friend.
She loved making videos. I have so many memories with her making videos.
Over the years, she even convinced her shy husband to join in. Day after day, she danced with that great big smile, accumulating fans all over the world.
Was there ever a moment where you realized, hey, this is a bigger deal than I thought it might be?
Yes, when I hit 1 million, I just cried because it was like, there's over 1 million people that like me. How touching is that? I mean, all over the world.
You may be right. It's not that surprising. I may be crazy. Grandma Carolyn can convince anyone to smile along.
I feel like this is the beginning for me. I feel like I have a lot more left in me. How blessed am I? I am, I'm very blessed. Let's go for 2 million. It's a good number.
Way to go. Don't be surprised if you see Grandma Carolyn as a guest on New Day Northwest every now and again. She's out there influencing. All right, we head now to Lake Forest Park, where there is a pizza shop that has been aging its dough for 10 days before they use it. Why? St. Brian has the story.
You just give it a little turn.
The crust for the pizza at this Lake Forest Park restaurant gets aged like fine wine.
This is the walk-in. The temperature in there is 34, 35 degrees. This is the dough that we made 3 days ago. Yeah, the little babies, the little dough babies.
Tony Voyevich owns the Local 104. His dough ferments in a fridge for 10 whole days before it becomes a pizza.
This process is pretty unusual. Some people will age dough. Very few people will do it as long as I do.
Tony also adds local beer to his dough.
This is Bale Breaker Field 41, made in Yakima. And this is the beer we use for the pizza crust.
His recipe isn't a secret, but there is one ingredient that's hard to come by: patience.
I tell people how to make the dough, but I just know they won't make it. It's too much effort.
The beer and the 10-day fermentation create a perfect crust.
It tastes rich, it tastes bready, toasty.
The local 104 does justice to this well-aged dough with unique toppings.
I always figure like people have eaten so much pizza that at some point they want to try something that they haven't had.
The Quixote is their most popular pie. Cream, chorizo, mozzarella, manchego cheese, and dates.
Pickled onions, pork belly pastrami.
And this one is called Mr. Herman because it's topped with the same things you'd find in a Reuben. Paul Reuben, the actor, inspired the name.
And when Pee-wee's inside of the movie and he pages himself and he says, Mr. Herman, paging Mr. Herman.
Paging Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman, you have a telephone call at the front desk.
This is what you have when you stare at an oven for 6 hours a day. This is the kind of stuff you do.
Even the oven has a name with a story.
The oven's name is Svarog, and Svarog is the Slavic all-god that created the universe in a forge, just like the pizzas get created in a forge.
From a long 10 days in the fridge to flaming finish, Local 104 makes pizza with personality.
It's labor, it's an effort, and it's worth it.
The Local 104 is open Tuesday through Sundays, and as the name suggests, it is located there along State Route 104 in Lake Forest Park. All right, let's think globally for a second. You know that 25% of our greenhouse gases come from agriculture and dumping chemicals onto and in our foods. It cannot be good for our health, but there might be a local solution, some innovation by way of a robot, and this could be a global game changer.
This little robot is on a mission to save the world.
And we feel like we're really at the cutting edge of being able to pull this off.
It's called Element, and it was created by East Side startup Agent to completely change the future of farming.
It is also a very personal mission for both of us.
After successful stints in IT and clean tech, company founders Kenny Lee and Rich Worden are now making it their life's work to get chemicals out of agriculture.
I'm actually type 1 diabetic, which has been linked to the use of pesticides.
Kenny is a cancer survivor.
You know, we see the rise in cancer rates all over the world globally. And there's a trending line that correlates with the overuse of chemicals in our food.
Now the weeds are actually immune to those chemicals, so they apply even more pesticides to deal with it.
Eliminating the need for chemical herbicides without burning fossil fuel, their solar-powered invention uses a camera and artificial intelligence to find and remove unwanted weeds.
It's an advanced, hyper-efficient satellite with wheels. That's what we're building.
The vehicle is remarkably light.
Lift it up, yeah.
Oh, wow.
One person who's very strong can pick it up, but too easy, yeah.
It's surprisingly agile.
How do you get a smaller robot to actually overcome obstacles at a farm? We had to develop suspension in the chassis to actually allow it to twist so it can just always be engaging in the ground. We switched to 4-wheel drive versus 2-wheel drive. There's all kinds of improvements over time and learnings.
Element targets weeds early in their life cycle.
We'll strike the weeds with mechanical arms that pull them out of the ground as we drive by.
The solar panel performs double duty in gusty weather.
A sail for the wind as well.
Each robot can farm close to 30 acres a week, largely unsupervised.
We actually can leave the robots out in the sun, just running continuously all day now.
The Agent staff is growing like, well, a weed and attracting millions of investment dollars. The company will soon be rolling out robots on farms across the Midwest.
That's where we see some of the toughest herbicide-resistant weed problems.
Rich Worden and Kenny Lee are planting seeds of change in the world's largest industry and growing a greener planet.
Can we grow healthy food without synthetic herbicides is the trillion-dollar question. And we believe that we can do it.
Oh boy, some serious robot envy. Who doesn't want a weeding robot for their garden? Probably out of my price range. For now, it's up to you boys.
Up next, from Spokane to the San Juans, 5 Northwest historic hotels will have you checking out with a story to tell.
Wouldn't want to change it and really just try and keep it alive.
Now in our 40th season, Evening shares local stories that make our community shine. Evening is sponsored by Pemco Insurance. Pemco empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at pemco.com.
And welcome back to Evening from Hotel Sorrento here in downtown Seattle. In fact, it's been a landmark here in the Emerald City for more than a century. And yes, Feathers is still hanging out. And this is just one of many stays with a story here in the Pacific Northwest. And here's 5 more of our favorites.
It's getaway season. And why book a chain hotel when you can stay someplace with a story? Spokane's Davenport Hotel was built in 1914. Carvings and chandeliers make it opulent. On the mezzanine, the words, "Will you marry me?" are hidden in the trim. Nobody knows who made the message, a love-struck painter, a clever marketing team. But it makes the Davenport a perfect place to pop the question. President Kennedy and Bing Crosby stayed here, so why shouldn't you? The Fairmont Olympic Hotel in downtown Seattle opened its doors in 1924 as the Olympic Hotel and quickly became a place to see and be seen. Through the years, it's hosted dignitaries, presidents, and celebrities of all kinds. The Fairmont recently underwent a $25 million renovation, updating the hotel by restoring the 1924 vibe.
We want to be in the heart of the community forever. We were there 100 years back, and we want to be for the next 100 years also.
Roach Harbor Resort on San Juan Island has a foundation in the cement industry. A businessman named John McMillan built his fortune here, mining lime in the late 1800s. Leisure seekers replaced laborers long ago, but the McMillan family still holds vigil here. Their final resting place, Afterglow Vista, is hidden in the woods at the resort. If the Mark Queen Hotel's walls could talk, it might sound something like this. The students who lived here helped design the Ford Model T. This hotel was recently renovated, but they didn't put the past in the rearview mirror. You can find car culture nods everywhere, from the Ford keys hanging on the walls to the Tin Lizzy Lounge.
We're so proud of this property and we wouldn't want to change it and really just try and keep it alive, and the history and the story behind it is so important to tell.
The car culture continues. The Mark Queen is home to one of Seattle's first underground parking garages. McMinimans has built a reputation for giving old buildings new life in the Pacific Northwest. The report cards are in, and McMinimans Anderson School gets straight A's. This former junior high in Bothell has been reimagined as a whimsical campus for grown-ups, complete with bars, hotel rooms, and even a movie theater.
There is something for everyone if you just take it in.
Take it all in, both the past and the present, at these Northwest hotels with a history.
A lot of great stays. The oldest hotel in the state is, that would be the Tokeland Hotel there over on the coast, dates back to 1885. Meanwhile, here in the Emerald City of Seattle, Hotel Sorrento dates back to 1909. She has seen a lot and retained a lot of that original charm.
Affectionately known as Seattle's Grand Dame of boutique hotels.
This is such a special place. It was built in 1909. It's on Seattle's historic preservation list. It's a beautiful, gorgeous old brick building, Italianate style, absolutely stunning. And this hotel is independently owned and operated, and it has been since it opened in 1909. I have been coming here my whole life. I was born and raised in Seattle, actually not too far from here, just down the street in First Hill, so this really is my neighborhood.
Lots of local touches and more than a century of old world charm.
The front desk and the marble floor in the entrance is original from 1909.
from the iconic fireside room.
It's truly the beating heart of the hotel. Everyone recognizes it the moment they walk in. Gorgeous original ceramic tile fireplace.
Stella Bar is enchanting.
Really pretty.
And blooming soon, the garden.
But it's those little touches that make the Sorrento Hotel truly beautiful, and I think you can feel that kind of old world charm through those details wherever you look in the space.
It's a tribute to the 1900s, kids. And speaking of which, if a look at all these nostalgic historic hotels has you jonesing to get up, to get out, to live a little, why not win a free getaway to the Washington coast? All you need to do now is vote in our 30th annual Best Northwest Escapes. Go to king5.com/escapes to vote for your favorite getaways. Each vote gives you a chance to win a Grays Harbor getaway to Westport, Ocean Shores, Lake Quinault, and Seabrook worth $5,000. So do it now. Vote for your favorite Best Northwest Escapes. Up next, a look back at the first American to summit Everest, Jim Whittaker, a local legend we're gonna miss. Best Northwest Escapes is sponsored by unforgettable Grays Harbor County. Welcome back to Evening from the historic Hotel Sorrento in downtown Seattle. Thinking a lot about the legend known as Big Jim today. 6'5", slender build. He possessed the quiet audacity that once took him to the top of the world. We're talking about Jim Whittaker, the first American to summit Mount Everest. He died last week at 97. He was at home in Port Townsend, and St. Brian has his remembrance.
We were in a terrible windstorm when we were on the summit and barely got off.
May 1st, 1963. Seattle-born mountaineer Jim Whittaker becomes the first American to summit the world's tallest peak. He shares that moment with his Sherpa, Nwang Gambu, who captures this iconic photograph. Jim says the mountain taught him many lessons: optimism, respect for nature, and a newfound appreciation for life.
One thing that does, and even a little looking risk in the face a little bit, it makes you enjoy the next day and the days that you're alive. You think, my God, I'm so lucky to be on this magical planet.
Jim returns home a national hero, befriending the Kennedys, even guiding Robert F. Kennedy to the summit of Mount Kennedy, named for JFK in Canada's Yukon Territory. Back in Seattle, Jim helps lead a small outdoor supply store, recreational equipment co-op, onto the path to becoming REI, now a company generating billions in annual sales. But the mountains never let go. In 1990, Jim leads a peace climb of Mount Everest, bringing together climbers from the United States, China, and Russia. A lifelong student of the outdoors, Jim would call nature the greatest teacher.
We're all going to check out of here sooner or later. Nobody's going to get out of this alive. And so you might as well find out what you can do, who you are.
He had been to the top of the world and helped establish a global mountaineering craze. The man may be gone, but his optimism lives on.
You can't be too afraid to live. I mean, you've got to do things and you've got to live your life as full as you can. So every day is precious. You think, I might not have been here today. And so this is the most beautiful day that I could ever imagine.
And welcome back to Evening from beautiful Hotel Sorrento in downtown Seattle, where the fireside room features a piano that you can play. It's always in tune, but as spring is springing, you want to get outside to the garden. Stella, their in-house restaurant, has just opened up the outdoor patio. The garden is a gorgeous spot to grab a bite right here in the city. And as we wrap things up here from Hotel Sorrento, stay tuned. I should say that on TV anyways, but The Voice, the semifinals up next. And we got a guy from Bremerton with some skin in the game. Yes, Jared Shoemaker from Team Adam. Here he is from the knockout round. And good luck tonight, Jared.
She said, which way are you headed, boy? Do you need some company? Yeah. 'Cause it's a long way to Richmond, rolling north on 95. way are you headed, boy? Do you need some company? Lord, I've been tearing